Jack Wilson, everybody. Cold Tub Chronicles. Let's go.
Let's do it.
All right, Jack, you ready?
I'm ready. I'm always ready.
All right, man. How's camp going?
Oh, it's going good. I mean, specialist life, it's pretty easy. So, pretty easy here. I can't speak for every other specialist, but yeah, it's been good. It's been good. A little tiring just because camp's like that, but it's been good. Football's back, baby.
So, on the field, what are some things that you're working on as a punter during camp?
Once it sort of gets to camp season, it's managing that sort of peak. You want to be peaking for the first game, and very much just like consistency. Like any specialist would say, like consistency's your biggest problem usually. So that's what you work on the most. And yeah, it's going pretty well. So yeah.
What does consistency look like for a punter?
Well, we have our goals as a team. For us, for the punting side of things, it's a 40-yard ball. If you can hit that every time, then we can cover that every time. So that's the goal.
Yeah. What are some of your greatest strengths as a punter?
I like to think my awareness. Obviously, we're a big rollout team, so having that awareness to maybe hold the ball an extra half a second as opposed to just kicking it blindly. I like to think that's a big strength, and a lot of Aussies will say that, which is, I would put that down as the biggest strength that we have.
Yeah. The special teams unit as a whole, how would you describe it?
We're looking good. We're looking good. I mean, the boys are looking very shagadelic. So
okay.
But in terms of on-field stuff, I think we're obviously Gianni's aged up a year now, so we're looking really consistent as a unit. We got some experience coming in, and both the long snapper and Jacob Lewis coming in too. So I think we're looking strong. We'll already have a big year.
When you put together the long snapper, the holder, yourself, you hold, and then the kicker, of course. Those three, how would you explain the connection with those three?
The way I'd sort of explain it, military terms type thing, and even the terms we use around here is we're mortar men, we're a mortar team. We got to be switched on, ready to go, obviously consistent like we spoke about, but chemistry is a big thing. I find that if you don't really get along with your teammates that much, that it can affect you on the field. So I always try and make sure we're doing group activities together, even if it's not with the whole team. But we did specialist dinners over summer, which was a big thing of our obviously with a new group getting together. But chemistry is a big part of success on the field. So yeah.
Let's go back in time a little bit to your journey into football and as a punter. When did you find punting?
It was at the end of it was a long journey, I'll tell you that. If you couldn't tell, I'm old, so I'm only 24. And it sort of started at the end of high school, my year 12, as we would call it, the senior year. I played Aussie rules football, and I sort of reached a level where I was like, I'm not getting any further. What else is there to do? I had a lot of friends that came over here and played basketball, and that sort of gave me the idea. One day I was just Googling stuff and was like, how would I make it? What sport could I play to go over there? And I found a program back home called Pro Kick Australia, which a lot of the Australians come from, and we're a tight-knit group as well. We know, I know everyone basically is the joke that goes around here. And that was the start of the journey. I contacted, his name was John Smith, my coach, one of the coaches there, and the other one's Nathan Chapman. I contacted him, said, hey, what does it involve? How do I get into this? And he sort of said, hey, this is how you do it. You should come down, have a tryout. And I was like, sweet, it sounds good. Doesn't kill you to try.
Yeah.
So, of course, I tried it, and 4 years later, here I am,
What have you learned about yourself the most since you've been at Ohio?
It's a tough one. I mean, I was very introverted before I came here. Obviously, I had friends out of high school and that sort of stuff, but I barely make phone calls to people, so Mum would appreciate that joke. But I think coming out of my shell and moving forward in my life and becoming independent, I'd never been away from home to this point. So I think that really helped, and that's probably the biggest thing that's changed since being here.
Wow. So growing up in Australia and moving here to Athens, Ohio, what's the biggest difference in lifestyle?
I'd say the food. You can tell I love food. I think that was a huge change, but I mean, coming to the school in general, there's just a big sense of community to it. And I didn't sort of have that. Obviously, I was in the working world for a little bit while I was in Pro Kick, and I think coming here and just being accepted straight away, especially with the team, just it's completely eye-opening to what you can do when you say, hey, I want to do this, and I want to move on. I want to be able to, I want to do something else with my life.
Yeah.
So it was a huge change coming, and I really enjoy it. I wouldn't swap it for the world.
Whenever you leave Athens, how do you want people to remember you as a player in person?
Well, obviously the big thing, I'd rather just be known as like a team person, team player, like not necessarily team player, but like a leader as well. You want to leave a legacy behind you, and the biggest legacy we could leave as a team is to win it all. That's how you get immortalized forever.
Heck yeah.
So that's the football side of things, but as a person, like I just want to be remembered as a guy that was enjoyable to be around.
Yeah.
Maybe not all the time would tell you the things you don't want to hear, but like, overall I want to be like, oh yeah, I remember Jack. He was cool. Yeah. That bald guy with the mustache. That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah. I got to ask here. Punting. A lot of people sometimes just kind of think, okay, it's easy. You just go out there, do your job. What is one thing about punting that people don't know about that they should know about?
Well, one of my friends had a really good analogy earlier today, actually. He said, we're kind of like Batman, We're there, but like people don't know we're there, and we're always watching, and when you need us the most, we'll just emerge. And, it's not the hero that you necessarily want. Obviously, you're punting on 4th down, but it's the hero you need at the time. And, that's what I sort of take out of it. It's like, not everyone, knows what you do and accepts what you do and wants you to do good in what you do, but they're going to need you at some point.
Yeah.
So, that's what I take out of it.
Batman, let's go.
I love Batman.
Jack, man, appreciate the time and good luck this season.
Yeah, thank you. My pleasure.